definitely delayed.
Oh, we're just gonna have to live with it.
All right.
All right. Let me grab the link for Patreon. Oh, we're just gonna have to live with it.
All right.
All right. Let me grab the link for Patreon.
Whoa.
Oh, we're just gonna have to live with it.
It's echoing or it's repeating.
That was me. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me double check this link real quick. All right.
Look how giant our heads look compared to.
It's actually rare that mine looks small, so yeah, I appreciate it.
You can still hear Jay, Tiff?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay, StreamYard, we see you.
StreamYard, get their act together, man. I'm about to sock them.
My hair is jacked. I gotta turn this bad boy. All right.
Oh Lord.
I'm wondering if this is this backwards?
I don't know. No, it's regular. It didn't like flip it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Ashley has entered the room. Do we just announce everybody as they enter? That's the whole episode. Just hello. How are you?
That was my favorite meme. Like, girls who only have 2 followers, you better greet them when you go live.
Oh my
Like,
God.
you know, you see Andrew.
That was so funny.
We're working.
Right. There we go. All right. Say, man. You, Jay. Say, man.
Hilarious.
You don't even do it no more, Jay. You don't care about it.
What are you talking about?
Say, man.
I know. You need to tell me you don't know what Chinese spirit is. Let me show you, man.
All right.
We started?
Let me let him get a Patreon doesn't release the link all at once. It kind of like does it a little bit at a time. So let's start in 5 minutes. At least let's get back up 200 people. I think we were at before.
Kev, I can post a link and I get 200 people right away. I rule the internet.
I don't know about that. I rule the internet.
I'm gonna say hello to everybody. You know what?
Hello,
Gaynell, Pinky Tillman, Chandra, Angelica, whichever one, Shayna, Sneaker Wit, good to see you. Kiki, spelled K-I-K-I, Chandra B, Chidrin, don't know if I'm saying that right. Stephen, Vanessa, oh God, it's coming out too fast.
Come on, Jay, I believe in you.
Passion for God, Nicole, Danielle, Chandra B, Vanessa Beck, let's see, who else? Stephen McIntyre, no relation to Joey. Daniel Jones. It's jumping, and I'm trying to make sure I don't swear. The superhero. Okay.
The comments, that's the only thing about StreamYard. It doesn't go in like direct order. It'll jump around.
Yeah. Hello.
Sometimes it'll jump up and get down.
Sometimes you jump around.
Say, man.
Hello, Elise. Somebody addressed me. Hello, Kim. Addressed me directly.
Say, Jay.
Was that a New Kids reference? Yes, Rants and Faves, it was. Hey, Jay. Hey, Boo. Hi, Chandra. Is Chandra B is the B
hey,
for
Boo? Hey, Boo. Hey, Boo. Say, Boo.
I said Kiki, but spelled K-Y-K-Y, right? Come on, Kiki, don't.
No, you said K-I-K-I.
Did I? I said not spelled K-I.
Yeah.
Did I? All right, I apologize.
Oh,
lie, bro. Don't lie about it, bro. Don't.
I'm low key cute to someone on here. Low key. They don't want it known. Very cute. So everybody, just don't let anybody know. He's low key cute. I'll let that get out.
That's funny.
I had to put the hat on because I'm gonna do it. I'm cutting my hair tomorrow again.
Yourself?
Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Okay, we're at 200.
Okay. Are you ready?
Hey, who knew that was VeggieTales?
Ready.
Shout out to y'all. Hey, boo. Achumamu. Okay. It was a big thing for my kids, man. We got my son the VeggieTales CD where it had his name in it. He was He was super young. He was like, "Hello, Isaiah." He was like, that's my name." It was so funny, man. All right, I'm ready whenever you are, Jason.
Are you sure? What? You won't do it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask It, the show where you get to ask questions of somebody you may not interact with on a day-to-day basis. It's a place to grow, learn, understand, and educate for everyone. That's the glue. I'm one of the hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and
I'm little African-American Kevin, and this is Ask a Former Sex Addict.
Yes.
With Tiff Talk TV. I didn't know if I should go by your full name or I saw your thing at the last night. We're going to call you Tiff Talk TV. We are live with our Patreons. They've already submitted some questions, but thanks to the dope thing on StreamYard, we can actually pull questions up from here. So one of the questions we had before was, how much sex did you have that made you realize you were an addict?
So this is a really good question that people ask all the time. It's not the frequency of sex that makes you an addict. That's just high libido. That's just a high sex drive. So I knew I was like an addiction when I tried to stop and I couldn't. That's one of the key pillars of addiction is when you try to stop a behavior or you realize like it might be impairing your life in some way and you try to stop and you can't. So that's like when I realized like it was the behaviors I was doing as a result of this was contrary to like my moral values at the time. So I tried to stop doing it and I failed a lot of times.
So like, that's how I am about like trying to eat right, where you're like, all right, I'm no sex, no nothing, not even a boob touch, not a hand rub, not a kiss. And you're sitting at home just like, just a little sex. I ain't gonna do much. Just do a little something. Was it like that? Or are you like, okay, was it consuming your thoughts? How did you know that it was you couldn't stop?
Well, in my case at the time when I discovered that it was like a problem and I decided to go to therapy about it, I was in a committed monogamous living relationship and I was repetitively cheating. So it was very contrary to like my moral values as a Christian woman because like I was consistently cheating on this person that I really, really cared about. And he had no idea. So like I tried to stop a lot of times and I was ineffective. It didn't help that. What?
Did it make it worse that he didn't know? He just came on like, "Hey, babe, how was your day?" You're like, "Little do you know." Buddy.
Yeah, it was great.
Right? Yeah, it did. It made it way worse because like we were consistently having sex as much as one could probably have with one person in a healthy relationship. But he also worked nights, which left me an ample amount of time to do.
So did you?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Okay, Jay, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you were with somebody at the time, and you broke up with that person, I'm assuming?
I'm sorry, one more time, Jay.
You said when you started going to therapy, you were in a relationship, and then did you break up with that person? And I have a follow-up question for that.
Okay, we were breaking up a little bit, but I think it was in regards to the therapy, right?
Are you still with that person?
Are you still with that person?
If you could hear him, Kev, can you just repeat it?
Yeah, are you still with that person?
No, we are not together anymore. Unrelated kind of sex addiction, actually. So let me stress this. I'm a sex addict now in recovery. So I discovered this over like 12 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So I'm no longer with that particular partner anymore.
You can relay this, Kev, if Tiff can't hear me. So my question is, as you date new people, is that something you have to bring up at some point? And if you do, I'm assuming guys are their first thought is like, oh yeah.
okay. Tiff, Jay says, when you date new people, is this something that you have to bring up?
Right.
Is this something you have to bring up in your new relationships? Ah! Can you not hear me, Tiff?
Yeah. So
I think it's really delayed.
Like super like crossing over and crackly, but I did catch you in regards to like dating new people. Do I disclose to them? And I do, but I try to be really careful like about disclosing it because of course they hear sex addict, they think like woohoo sex all the time, but I take it as an opportunity to educate them on what it really means, because of course I absolutely like sex at a high, but also I like educate them on like really this is about recovery, like not trying to have those behaviors again, and like what will help me prevent from like relapsing again.
So are they like, when you tell them you're recovering, are they like, oh man? No.
What?
They're like, you ever backslide? Slide that back in.
It's not
I hate
working.
this. It's like so crackly for me all of a sudden. I don't know why you guys are so crackly.
You live in LA, right, Tiff?
Yeah. I live in LA now, but I haven't always lived in LA.
Okay. So this is
Oh my goodness.
I wish we had a 4G addict.
I know. This isn't gonna work, Tiff. And it's too good. It's too good to have it mess up.
I know. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the problem is.
No, it's all right. So what we're gonna do, we can either reschedule for when this is over, or we can do it to where you can come to my office and I'll be at my house, or we can make sure the Wi-Fi is strong, because I don't want to waste. I don't want to. This is too good to not have it clear.
Yeah.
So let's just reschedule for after coronavirus is over, and just get it good then. I'll email you, Tiff.
This is like them guys on that first date, and you go, I'm a sex addict, and they think, ooh, and you're like, nah, we're gonna have to wait a little bit.
Oh my God!
Out. Oh man. Well, do you want to talk to the people that are in here, Kev?
Yeah, we just chat with them for a minute.
We could do an Ask Me and Kev.
All right, yeah, let's do Ask Me and JJ. We were supposed to do this episode a long time ago.
I know.
All right, guy.
I'm making jokes that's not funny. Sorry, Lady Gem. That's kind of what I do.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. You and Kev and Jay should just stay on and chat. Then that's what we're gonna do. Ask some questions to me and Jay. Let's ask Jay. Talk to us, Jay. We never get to talk to you, Jay. We miss you, Jay.
I see Guyanese girl or gal. I've seen her. She's been in the
Guyanese gal been here, been real.
Yeah, she's in.
How did we meet, Jay? Do you remember?
I think it was at Nate Jackson's Super Funny show. I think it was the first time. I mean, that's how I remember you on stage, and I remember immediately. I knew that you worked clean from watching your set, and I was so annoyed at how likable you were on stage. And
Were you really?
Oh, dude, I was like, well, you know, not in a hater sense, but just like, oh, this guy is so likable. He can get away with so much because he is so likable on stage. And I was like, yeah. And then I remember, I don't know if this was the first time or one of the first times, but you doing the water bit. And by the way, I've told so many people, your bombing story is one of my favorite bombing stories in all of stand-up.
It was legendary bombing, Jay. I don't do nothing halfway. If we're gonna bomb, we're gonna bomb
Absolutely.
till the wheels fall off. Hold on, Jay. Let me email Tiff and tell her we're gonna just do it again.
Okay.
She was trying
He's likable. I'm going to read the comments while you're doing that. Somebody said you're likable in real life. He is. You know, this is what you don't have to listen to this, Kev. This is what I tell people when people ask me about Kev. I say he is as genuine as you see him on the videos and everything. And I always say that you are how I view how Christians should be. People that say that they're Christians, because you are a doer. You speak to it too, but you live by example. Like I have people that I grew up with, James Hall, Matt and Mark Garlington, and they're like family to me. And they were always the same too, where they lived it, and they wouldn't beat you down. Like you've never judged me on anything, like which I appreciate, because I feel like that's how you would get somebody to the word, as we say. When I was in basic, when I used to be in basic, brothers and sisters in Christ, Maranatha Church.
Thank you a lot, Jay. I don't like compliments, but very much nicer. I remember we met. So Jay, I probably knew about Jay before he knew about me, because I was just a raggedy comic coming up in the world, and Jay was already professional comic. Jay just sounded like a professional comic. He went up there with his professional jokes. He was funny. You could tell when I first saw you performing, I was like, man, this guy is good. You can tell. I wasn't jealous of how likable you were. It was okay with me. But
probably wasn't likable.
Man, because you came, and this is what I remember about you. You came to Nate's room, which was all black, 99% black, maybe a couple white people in there. And you didn't do the white guy, hey guys, when I come around black people, you know what it is. Like, I'm cool with blacks. Like so many white comedians do it. And I can't even really say I don't like it. I know you hate it, but personally, like I don't mind it. But you just had really solid jokes. And Jay gave me my first big break at the Parlor Live. I got to do your Run the Light show.
Burning the Light, but that's cool.
Burning the Light. I'm sorry, Jay. It's been years. And you hooked me up with
I love your Wright and Reggie show.
My what?
I'm just messing up the name like you did my show.
Oh, no. So, and then Ruben, who was the booker at the Parlor at that time, Jay was like, yo, he really liked your set. He wants you to open up for Lonnie Love. And then my pastor, then it's just the rest of that story sucks. So, but Jay worked out. Hold on, Jay.
Okay. Sorry.
I got to find the next question that you're going to like. Go ahead. Actually. I want to find it.
I was going to say, thank you for the compliment. Very nice, Kevin. You are right. I hate when white comics do I have no rhythm. I have a small penis. I have good credit. I call it white blackface in comedy. I hate it. I hate it. It drives me nuts. I was going to say, little fun fact about Lonnie Love. In the 3 years I was the house MC at Parlor Live, the only person to ever tip me as the host was Lonnie Love, which you don't, if you
really?
The host gets paid and everything. So it's like, I never expected to ever get tipped by anybody. But at the end of the weekend, Lonnie Love she goes to tip me. I was like, what's this, Lonnie? And she's like, you did a good job. And that was the only person. Somebody has tipped me since then hosting, Nicole Byers. So the only two people.
Two black women.
I was just going to say, hosting both black women.
Only the best. Amanda says, what is your favorite memory of each other? My favorite memory, me and Jay did a random stand-up comedy show at like 12 noon on a weekday. I don't know if you remember this, Jay. It was at some warehouse in Seattle. Supposed to be some fundraiser. And there was literally like 6 people in the audience. And me and Jay were like, man, this sucks, bro. And you were just like, look, man, whether it's 6 or 600, they all get the best show. And we went out there and had the best show for 6 people. It was just like me, you, the promoter, and it was a huge restaurant.
Oh.
And it was just 6 people spread out, like the absolute worst setup. And I was just like, man, this absolutely sucks. But we had great sets, and it was fun, man. It's fun in hindsight.
I would say I'm 6'8" for rants and faves. I have 2. One is that bombing, just because you telling it, and
you were there?
What's
up?
You were there.
You were at the Bay Area Black.
Yeah, I was in the finals. I was the only white guy in the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition finals. Thank you. No, it's one of those.
I know you were there that year. I just didn't know you saw my set.
We were friends then. I saw your set, and I didn't get to like be like, hey man, you'll get him again when you got off stage, because like you said, you just kept going. And the reason I love that story is not so much that you bombed, but like, because we all bomb. We all, you know, you're gonna bomb if you're a good comic because you're working out new stuff. But when you tell the story and you bring us into what was going through your mind through the whole thing, it kills me, because I can see it, you with the water and the hard nipples from the cold water, and then you just kind of go like this on stage. Oh. And then you're like, well, I guess your face was like, I mean, that's it, guys. I guess I'm kind of done here.
It was so bad, man. It was so.
You should tell that story on stage.
I was just thinking about that. Like, I thought about bringing that joke back on a set in the future. And I was just wondering, like, man, people really laugh when I tell it, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like,
oh no, dude, I tell the story about you. I mean, anything that you're uncomfortable, I think make good stories in stand-up when you're in an uncomfortable situation, like me going out with the trans lady that didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Or the little person. Anyways, but it's either that story is my favorite. Hello. Did you put that up, Kev?
I did. It was so direct.
Big tree trunk. Big tree trunk. No, my other favorite time, Kev, that you probably have no idea, and it's just a small thing, is when I went out with you on tour, and me and your brother were in the car, and you grabbed on and he sped up and you lost it.
Oh God,
he almost killed me.
Melissa was so mad. So what happened, guys? I don't even know where we were. Texas, I believe. Was it Texas?
I don't even remember.
You went to Lafayette with us. I don't remember. I think it was Texas, though. And my brother was driving the van like an idiot. The van had, or maybe it was an SUV, and it had those bars on the top. And I was holding on outside. I was like, I'm a garbage man. I'm a garbage man.
I can fly. I'm a garbage man.
I'm a garbage man. I'm a garbage man. So he sped up to where I couldn't hold on anymore. I fell off the van or the truck, and the van was going so fast that I had to like keep running to keep from falling. And I almost tore my ACL, almost rolled my ankle. Melissa was so freaking mad at me.
It was you were scared because you had that angry, scared yell.
Yes.
You were like, you could have killed me.
He went so fast though, Jay.
It was like 10 miles an hour, but you got scared.
When we were outside of the car, it was 100 miles an hour.
You're gonna kill me.
For the both of you, okay. A lot of people are asking about my shoulder. It still hurts. I did not call the doctor. I've been shooting all day. I forgot.
Did you really dislocate it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It really was like. I said I was going to call the doctor, and I actually planned on it, but I'm doing better, so I'm good.
There's some good questions in here.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ask? Okay, so we got to do. What's your favorite aska? Somebody said, was there ever somebody that you had on that you just weren't? They were dry or boring. What made it unpleasant? And then if you could shadow under somebody for 3 months as a comic, who would it be?
So my least favorite aska was probably not the porn star, but the stripper was boring.
You know what? I was going to say the porn star.
The porn star was she boring?
I don't know. It like maybe because of more off camera stuff like this can't go on YouTube, but this is just Patreon. The porn star was literally the hardest guest to book. Her and the dude from the lead singer from So For Real. I never got him, but the porn star was just literally, she flaked on us like 3 times. And then her sister was a stripper. And then for the interviews to just be like the porn star, at least her interview was good. The stripper was just like, and how quick she was like, She was like, hey, so yeah, you're gonna pay. Like she also, I think her call time was like at noon, and then she was like, oh, I'll be there in an hour or whatever, and yeah, and then she was also like, hurry up and pay me.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. And then for the interview to not to even be worth it. So catching the flack for an interview that wasn't great was just like, man, this wasn't even worth it. So yeah, those were the ones that I didn't like. What did I'm just put this question here because they're hard to find, but I'll listen to your answer.
This one, the if I could study under.
No, I'm putting this here while I wait for your answer because the questions be jumping around on here.
Oh, gotcha. I also here we can give them a little inside ball on one of the episodes, Kev.
Okay.
The ask a former gang member or gang member, ask a Crip.
Oh yeah. Tell them the truth, Jay.
So if you've seen that episode, ask a Crip or ask a gang member. We're going over the questions, and one of the questions, because he's a Crip, and he has Trap Kitchen, and I said, here's one of the questions: does Trap Kitchen do they serve crab? And he looked at his boy, and then he looked at me, and then looked back to and he was like, he goes, I don't want to swear, but if that guy was here, I'd mess him up or whatever, right? So, and I was like, I'm just reading the questions, man. I'm just reading the questions. That guy leaves. Kev walks him out. Kev walks back in the house, and Kev goes, Jay, I didn't see that question. I go, it was me. It was my question. I didn't. And Kev ran over and jumped on me. And then we laughed and laughed.
Oh, what? You were willing to risk your life, Jay.
We always go for the joke.
Oh my God. I was like, I would have, even if that question wasn't there, I would have never asked that in my entire life.
It was me.
But you think you could ask that question because you could beat him up?
It's funny. A lot of people don't know that I used to teach MMA or whatever. And so
that's right. We haven't talked about that in a while.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm also like, I'm old now. I got a bum.
Nah, Jay, though. I think if Fight or Flight came, you ain't old enough to forget that stuff.
Yeah.
You know how to ride a bike. I'm sure you know how to bust a man's windpipe.
Yeah. Then afterwards, I'll be like, oh, like, man, a punch.
Oh, yes, for real, guys. No joke. Jay, tell him, Jay, the people who don't know.
So I taught for 12 years. Okay, so real quick history. Starting from when I was a kid, I boxed. Then I did a style called A Secks Addict under a guy named Professor Ali Muhammad, rest in peace, he's passed away. Then I studied a style called Kaju Kembo, which stood for Karate, Judo, Kempo, Chinese boxing, under Al Dacascos, whose son is Mark Dacascos from the Iron Chef show.
Really?
Then I went to Seattle, and I was like, I'm done with martial arts. I'm good. And this guy, he was like, you got to meet my roommate, who was one of Bruce Lee's students. And I was like, whatever. And then about a year later, I go in and I studied under a guy named James DeMille and eventually Jesse Glover. So I got my black belt, had school for a couple years. I did small circle jiu-jitsu, all this other stuff. So so I have pretty fast hands for my size, I'll still say. And
he'll be like, yo, put your hands on, let me show you something. And then he'll freaking bend your wrist back and have you turned around and be like, all right, Jay, all right.
But I'm like, nah, I'm good. This is a good question though. This one about I'm curious for you, Kev. I know who would you shadow under for 3 months as a comic?
Who could I shadow under? So this basically somebody whose style maybe I would want to shadow under someone whose comedy is a little like they have something that I don't have as well. So probably like Bill Burr. I feel like Bill Burr can take some things that, you wouldn't think are funny and twist them and make them funny and get all the meat out of the joke. Kind of like Carlin. You just watch him. I said this, his last special, I think, did a better job of what Dave Chappelle was trying to do, which was take really taboo topics and make them funny. I feel like Dave was just like, I'm just going to say crazy things. But Bill actually found a way to make them funny. Like his joke about gentrification and cultural appropriation, where he was like, I get it. White people, we take stuff, we appropriate, but black people, y'all appropriated skater culture and stuff. And I was like, that was a good angle. And he had a couple more like that. So just being around people who are really good at storytelling, I think would probably help me. And Bill kind of comes to mind because I'm a lot more dark in comedy than people really know.
And getting darker, like from seeing your progression as a comic. Yeah. But I think that's good.
Like bucking against the norm, though. Like it's not like I'm just going dark out of. I just want to be able to. I really just want to be able to say what I really think is funny, and not have people feel like I can't tell those jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was actually thinking about this before Corona. Like my next set might be super clean, like cleaner than clean, and I might go right back into the churches just because with this set, I feel like I've gotten it out of my system. You know what I mean? And people really accepted it. At least the 2 months I was on the road. So whenever I get to finish this, I'll feel like, okay, I can do whatever joke I want to do. I can talk about sex. I can talk about this. I can talk about that. And then now I feel comfortable doing whatever.
For me, it would be either Patrice O'Neill, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I think the way he looked at his analogies and how he looked at things, I think he was a genius. I mean, just unbelievable. Or there's a guy that not a lot of people out here know or in the West Coast know, but comedian Bob Marley. I think I've talked to you about him before, Kev, or no?
Mm-mm.
So he's out of Maine, white dude, Marley. His name is Bob Marley, for real.
Given name?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
I
he
thought it was like a stage name.
No, and he's like a legend in New England, and like if you go into stores in Maine, like he has like his merch in like convenience stores. That's how big he is. He's basically
really?
like he's like Gabriel Iglesias is to LA, he is to Maine. But I'd want to work. What's up?
I said Maine is kind of small though.
Okay, well you get it. I worked with him in Florida, and I watched him do an hour clean, and I'm watching him, and I literally was like, do we do the same thing? Like, I don't know. He's on a level. It was just, he did a 10-minute bit on ordering at McDonald's, the whole process. Like, he's like, we're so dumb now they've put a menu before the menu, like a mile out. He's like, they're not getting it. Put it a mile out. And he's like, the other reason I would love to is because he used to swear, and I watched him for an hour, didn't swear. And like you were talking about dark, it was very edgy, but no swearing. And I talked to him about it, and he was saying he listened to one of his albums like years ago, and in an hour he said the F word like 250 times in like an hour.
Really?
Yeah. And he's a beast. Comedian Bob Marley out of Maine. Very funny.
Yes. What about these spicy noodles? Are they really that good? I don't know if you know this, Jay. So after I dislocated my shoulder, my wife was like, go directly home. But I had a taste for these spicy noodles, and I didn't go home. I went to Target to get them, but there was a long line. So then I went to like Ralph's, and there was a line, and I went to Rite Aid, and they weren't there. It wasn't that the spicy noodles are that good. It's just that I had a taste for them. And when I have a taste for something, I just got to have it. So I'm actually thinking about going to Target after I finish this and seeing if they're there, because we're about to move. We're moving to like part of LA, and they don't have hood grocery stores over there, and they don't have these noodles at Target. It's like, oh, we have Gelson's, and just like they have like I forgot what the name of this. Have you heard of Brighton Farms or?
Sorry, I just saw K-Mac had a great question. Keep going with your thing though.
See, that always happens. This thing always happens. So anyway, I might go after this. So this is funny. So tell us who the Ask a Guest who wouldn't leave Kev's house. The reason we have an office is because of what was his name, Jay? Oh my
God. I don't remember. I mean, I remember the guy, but I can't remember the name.
It was Ask a Crackhead. It was
Mike.
Mike what? Mike what?
Mike Cummings.
Yes. This dude had taken his shoes off and was sitting on the couch.
Just like this.
Like freaking rubbing his toes and just kicking it. And Melissa was like, yeah, we
white dude.
we can't just. He stayed for like an hour and a half, bro. Just straight.
and we laid down hints. Be like, yeah, man. So that was a good episode, man. Yeah. What do you got planned now? All right, man. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Kev, we're gonna go do this other one.
And then what happened was you happened to come when we didn't have a guest, so we really had like an hour, maybe 2 of downtime, and we used to shoot at my house, and we used to shoot 5 or 6. We'd like schedule a break, and then we'd have lunch, and we would literally take naps. Like Jay would sleep on one couch, and I would sleep on the other couch. So not only was he not leaving, he was taking up a nap couch and nap time. So we're
I'm like, dang it, get off the couch, man. We're trying to rest. Somebody asked me the name of the noodles. You got to say the noodle brand.
Say it one more time, Jay.
What's the noodle brand? Somebody was asking.
It's let me see if I can find it, because y'all gonna go try these.
Stock.
They're not gonna be good. I'm trying to tell y'all. Let me see if I can find the link. Okay, here it is. Matter of fact, y'all just help me.
And I have a question for you, Kev.
I'm gonna order these on Amazon, and that way I never run out of them.
While you're looking at
Maruchan, they're Maruchan yakisoba chicken noodles. Here's the link, but they're the spicy flavor. This is just the basic, but they're the spicy flavor, and they are straight flames.
Kev, have you
on my Amazon? Go ahead, Jim.
On the Patreon, have you done the witness protection?
No, I just got an email from the guy about the audio, but I didn't check it.
That one's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that. I might actually put the whole first part up, because that one was actually supposed to go out last season.
Yeah,
remember it wasn't supposed to be on Patreon only. So, but he just sent me an email about the audio, so I'll check it out in a second. Booyah! I never thought about you could order this ahead of time. So he only has 1 star on Amazon, man. Don't order these guys.
Oh, is there an ask you still want to do? That's a good question.
This is what it looks like.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're nothing special. Is there? How are you seeing all these good questions and not? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah. I had one that you were like, no, and I get why you said no. My buddy, I wanted to do either somebody that what?
Ask them, Jay, and see what they think.
Okay, I wanted to do it's either one or the other. Either ask a priest that's performed an exorcism, or ask a person that was possessed.
See, I can. You just thought of that. I'm like, I didn't think. I thought you were talking about your boy, the one you talked about last week.
Which one was that?
Who was hosting Holland's Worthless with you?
Oh yeah, dude. So I haven't heard from him. I think he might have, he might have got back in that.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. I'm not doing no person who was possessed.
People are like, no.
I'm not going to talk to no demon. I don't care. No, you can do you have my permission to do that one solo, and then you got to be quarantined for 3 weeks to make sure that demon didn't get up. I don't need the Christian. Listen, them saved people was already mad at me. I can't really have somebody who was like confirmed demon. My saved ain't strong enough. I saw the question, but they go some.
Somebody ask a pastor. Yeah, we did ask a pastor.
Yeah, we did ask a pastor. No, that was a preacher.
I mean,
he's not a pastor though. We don't play with the devil, man.
I know.
Dang. Hold on.
Oh, so there's a preacher kid. Charmaine said, as a PK, I say do it.
Oh, you do it, Charmaine. Shoot, I ain't gonna. Y'all ain't gonna bully me. Ain't nothing. I'm not doing it. I'm afraid.
Raekwon, leave this body. Oh, it's a comment of the day. Raekwon, leave this body.
Is the demon named Raekwon or the person? As a British person, life in America seems so segregated. Is comedy segregated? Absolutely, 110%, 1000%. if you go to the Laugh Factory on Sunday, on Chocolate Sundays, it's all black people. Then they'll have an Asian night. They'll have white night. They'll have, not only is comedy segregated by race, it's segregated by style of comedy. You'll have alternative night. In Seattle, Seattle's really popular for alternative comedy, which is just people saying weird stuff. I don't have a problem with alternative comedy if you actually try to make a punchline. Sometimes it's just like your butthole's inside out. It's just like, that's not a joke. That's just a weird phrase. So yes, comedy is absolutely segregated in so many different ways.
Yep.
It's like music though. Country music concert, people who go to country music concert are not going to go see, you know, rock or rap. Like I listen to a lot of music, but I'm not going to go to a lot of concerts. So here's something funny. Any YouTubers you want to ask Terrell specifically? Somebody on YouTube try to connect me with Terrell. Do you know who Terrell is, Jay?
No.
He basically created the song association game that L stole, and they just did the game part of it, but he did an interview. But anyway, I emailed him like, yo, Terrell, I'm a big fan. I'd love to do a video together. This, that, and that. Absolutely no response. So yeah, I don't know.
Somebody put a good one. We should do ask us either, I guess somebody that cheated death. I think Guyanese gal said it, but either cheated death or had a what is it, life after death experience? Is that what they call it? When you die and you see the light?
Yeah.
Or is that too freaky for you?
No, I do that.
All right. But if they go, I saw the devil,
they're out. And I got to get a new office because that demon spirit would be in here. All right, what other questions do you guys have for me and Jay?
Ask a COVID survivor. I told Kev I know somebody that had it.
I had it.
You did?
Pretty sure I had it. My blood pressure, Tahir had got me sick, or I got sick right after Tahir. I guess I don't want to make it.
I remember Tahir being sick.
Jay, I'd never been this sick in my life. And my blood pressure was through the roof, which apparently is a coronavirus symptom. I just didn't really have I had a cough I couldn't shake, but I didn't have as bad of breathing as a lot of the people have. But you know, sometimes people have different versions of stuff. So
ask a dominatrix, Nana P. Or is that na 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 P?
Edith said, Kev, you deal with people all the time who are possessed, but they don't know. I'm talking about a person who knows for sure. Do y'all ever question people's legitimacy for Aska?
I know there's one that I brought him in too.
Who?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure.
Did he leave an impression on you?
Oh, no. I don't know who you're talking about, Ben. I'm thinking about somebody else.
Who are you thinking about?
Wendy?
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I said there's a specific reason I said, did they leave an impression on you?
Oh!
We did do Ask an Officer, somebody asked.
Ask an Impressionist dude had the just okay impressions.
He had like James Earl Jones was
James Earl Jones, and he had the guy that was on Seinfeld a lot. And that was the only one. The rest, I was just like, okay.
And he was on an impressions game show. I should have got my buddy Justin.
I got the impression he didn't do very many good impressions.
Kev keeps looking at me like
he was so just. Oh, I was looking at Jay like, "This your boy, Jay? This your boy?"
You weren't impressed. Oh man! Ask a ghostwriter.
Dating game. Jay has low key.
Here we go.
They've been capitalizing on Aska fame for a little bit. He done met a few people he said hello to, and there wasn't no cameras around. You understand me?
I did meet one girl. She was a flight attendant. So she one of her ports was here in LA. I guess ports are for boats. Very nice lady. We went over some Bible scriptures.
I bet you did. Be fruitful and multiply. Put that bean in thy regime.
No. Yeah, we should have.
Would we ever do Ask a Social Worker? I would. I actually was in school. I was studying to be a social worker. But then they were like, they were so the school was like, you know, you're not gonna make no money, you're not gonna make no money, it's a tough job. Like they kind of just took the interest out of it by you never make money, you got to get a master's to even make money, and you're not gonna make no money. Like, all right, god dang, like enough. So but I would be interested to have good one. This show only works when you have good guests. Yeah, and that's why we did comics at first, because we didn't want people who were afraid to, like the girl Tiffany. Somebody asked her what's her body count. People were saying, was that rude? We always ask people if there's anything they're uncomfortable talking about, anything they don't want to say, any question. And most people are have no problem talking about it. Like we heard about her talking about having or being a sex addict on another podcast. So she wasn't really a problem with it. But most comics, everything's material. So they're really usually not afraid of any question, because, you know, you can't really embarrass a comic.
And we're going to have Billy O'Connor back on.
Yeah, I love Billy.
Billy's the best.
Billy O.
Asking groupie.
Oh, here you go. What's your favorite Aska?
Oh, man.
So many have been good.
Yeah.
I know mine. One of my favorite was Ask a Gay Black Dude with George.
Oh, yeah.
Because George was gay, but he grew up in the church, and he had a whole bunch of knowledge and sass, and he was just with whatever. And that's when we used to do him live on Patreon, and I was just like, dang, George is about it. Coco was, I don't think you were there for this one. Coco was a good one.
I was very upset about that.
Sorry, Jay. I know how you feel. She released something that we didn't know. She talked about stuff that I didn't know. But Billy O'Connor probably was my favorite. Of all, he had the best. I could talk to Billy O'Connor, and Jay we had been talking about getting Billy for a long time. We just we could never get the stuff together. But he had such great stories. Because Jay was always like, dude, I got a guy who's a 9/11 person. He used to be a bookie. He was in the Vietnam War. And I was like, all the same dude. And then when Billy started talking, I was like, I see it now.
Yeah.
He was all. So I think of all mine, Ask a 9/11 person was probably my favorite.
I would put Billy up there. I also, and especially the first half of Ask a Person in the Witness Protection, which they haven't seen yet. Which, do you remember when we were doing that, and me and you just kept looking at each other like, whoa.
That actually probably is another one of my favorites too. I really couldn't believe that we were getting him. Like when it was happening, I was like, this is crazy. This is so crazy. So, man, let me check my email. Let me see what's going on.
People are asking, would you do a Patreon? Ask a Patreon. Ask one of the Patreons.
I sure would. Matter of fact, if you have an interesting story, email Jay at
gmail.com. You can email me anytime, Cat James.
At Mary J.
I'm joking. Yeah, I'm not trying to hit on people in this thing, unless they're cute and single. If you could do one with your favorite celebrity, who would it be, Kev?
Will Smith.
I knew it. I called it right as you said it.
No questions asked. Absolutely, Will Smith.
Man, that would be. Why don't you hit him up? You guys are boys. You know, you got his number, right?
I just knew that. Just the one time.
Who would if I could do anybody? Man. Okay, here. This is a good one. Ask a all time, dead or alive. Who would you, if you could do an Ask a with someone, dead or alive? Don't say Jesus. I'm going to tell you can't say Jesus.
All time, dead or alive? Michael Jackson.
I would say Bruce Lee.
I would be interested in that.
I'd be interested in Michael Jackson.
Who came up with the concept for Aska? Me.
Kev, I'm pointing at Kev.
You got to point the other way, Jay. It's a mirror. There you go. Your hand was so big.
Oh, yeah.
We used to do Aska. I did it with Tyson way back in the day. But I only did it for like 6 episodes. The reason Jay's so important is because Jay was booking all those guests. So Jay was just the best. I love Tyson, great friend of mine, but the show really came into its own when because Aska before it was just me and Tyson talking. When it was Jay was like, we should ask an Asian dude, and he got Lucas. I believe that might have been the first guest. So, it was so dope, man.
Somebody asked my tattoos. I got. Okay, that's Wing Chun Do, the martial art I used to teach. Oh God, I can't do this stupid thing right. God. All right, this is. I'm in the kids' room, by the way. Okay, this is a fighting Irish guy back when I used to teach martial arts. This is my grandparents' name, Jay and Rosemary, with a clover bracelet. And then over here is, I used to have a defensive fighting Irish guy. And I covered that up because that part of my life is over. Ask a Denise, that's a mess.
Denise Clark is the Clark sisters' oldest sister who is estranged from their family. Ooh. I would love to do that, but man, okay, so here's my thing. This show is where you grow, learn, understand, and educate.
Put the camera back the other way. I got like kids' books up here.
I do not want to be responsible for family trauma. And for that reason, I couldn't do it. I would feel like I'm capitalizing off the movie. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it as a creator and as a person to have people come to my videos. But bro, they got problems for real, and I'm not gonna be like, so why do you hate your family? You know what I mean? Like I don't. Nah, man. And the share is really nice. We almost got a show in Detroit, and Karen Clark shared, and her husband were gonna be on the Love Hour, but we couldn't coordinate the schedules, and we actually ended up getting a different. But yeah.
No. No to that, but the thing right below that, ask a person who's been canceled. I could probably get somebody that was canceled big time, possibly. Ari Shafir.
No way.
I got his number. I could hit him up.
I hate him.
I'm sure.
If you guys don't know who Ari Shafir is, he's the person who said that Kobe deserved and dying in a fiery crash. CJ, here's my thing. With him, I don't think I could be.
I get it.
No, hold on one second. It's my wife. Hold on.
I get it. Now, I know Ari. I'm like, somebody's like, get Ari. I'm not like best buds with Ari. I just, I have his contact though. And I haven't talked to him. And I think last time I talked to him, we did a show. Everybody's like, yes, do it. Kev, where are you at? I get it. And I didn't agree with what he did. I'm trying to think who else has been canceled that could possibly get. Look at Kev. Oh, the disrespect. He muted us. How old am I? Oh, man. In May, I will be 49. Crazy. Another Jay show only.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, Jay. I could not do it and remain the non-biased, calm person I am. I would be like, bruh, we have to square up, bro. He had death threats. He lost stuff for real.
Yeah, do you know about his amazing racist thing?
No. The first thing I ever heard of him was that.
Okay, so I'll tell you a couple things about Ari, and I'm not trying to defend him or anything. I'm just kind of giving you a background of Ari. So he used to be a rabbi. He was going to school to become a rabbi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And if I remember correctly, or he might have been, I don't know. But he got into comedy, came up through the Comedy Store, which are known for the guys are crazy. You don't need to put all that out there, Kev. So he had a show on YouTube called The Amazing Racist, like The Amazing Race, where he did like these videos, like he went into the hood somewhere in a Klan outfit to fill his tank up with gas. He's crazy.
He's doing too much.
Yeah, and anytime somebody dies, he does that. it doesn't matter who it is. He does this extreme thing like shitting on that person. You know, he gets off on that. Again, I don't agree with it. I'm not defending it. And all that shit I think is stupid. Excuse my swearing. I forgot I'm not supposed to swear. But all that stuff is dumb to me. Comics doing all this, it's shock. It's not, there's no jokes. It's just shock to try for shock, you know?
He thought that because he used to do that it was going to be the same way when Kobe died. And it was not. He thought, oh, but this is just for my followers. Like, bro, you have a public Instagram account. The whole internet saw that. And yeah.
And he doubled down. He doubled down on it.
Doubled down.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of brought it up. Somebody said Jeremy Piven. I actually worked with Jeremy Piven in the last, 6 months. I have his number. I could hit him up because he got caught up in the Me Too. I don't know if he'd want to. I don't know if if he want to rehash that.
But I would ask Jeremy Piven just because I like him as an actor. If he wasn't, opposed to it, he was great.
Bean dip. Oh. What did Bean dip say? Everybody's saying yes, Bean dip.
Somebody said Jackie Bougie. Jackie's actually really super nice. We met Jackie. This is Jackie Ina at a restaurant. We bought her a round of drinks. She's really nice. I think she gets a bad rap. I love her. I respect her, and she's my friend.
All right, and that's all he has to say about that.
All the black women you've dated keeps your skin clear.
That and also this.
You do use Palmer's. That's for real too, Jay. It's not even joke. I remember the first time we were on the road, I asked Jay for some lotion and he pulled out Palmer's and I was like, what? He was like, only the best. How you gonna track black woman if you ain't using? Yeah, Jay looked at the exact same age ever since I've known him. I'm the one with the receding hairline and the gray hair. Oh, you're not just 49, Jay.
What's up?
You're not just 49. You're a sexy 49.
You guys are too nice. Way too nice. This balances out all the YouTube comments on my videos where people are like, look at this fat.
Okay, Jay.
Probably might be a dude.
Nah, man. Ladies love Jay.
We did ask a child star. Somebody said ask a child star.
We did Kel.
Yeah. Ask a racist. First question would be who hurt you?
See, Jay, black girls know about that Palmer's, Jay.
Oh yeah. I mean, most of the time, Irish.
Come on tour with me to a lot of dates, man. But they were all in May and June.
Wait, what'd you say?
I was saying you were supposed to be on the road with me this year, but all the I think that you were doing the Funny Bone, right?
Yeah, dude.
Improv is the one that closed. Improv closed all the way through May. I heard the DC Improv might not open again. Did you hear that?
The what?
The DC Improv might not open.
Dude, so I was here. We can talk about this. I know nobody asked, but somebody said ask your kids. Somebody said ask Melissa. So I was in Massachusetts. I had done 2 weeks of a 6-week run of clubs I was going to do in New England, right? Mm-hmm. And the last show I did was at the Woo Ha Ha in Worcester, and I remember that was the 15th January. Or no. The 15th was a Sunday. The 14th was a Saturday night. And at my final show, a nurse was at the show, and they came out, and it was actually a pretty packed show. And I said to the nurse, I was like, okay, how worried should I be about the Corona thing? Now, again, this was March 14th. And she was like, you? I go, yeah, but how worried should I be? And she goes, 0. I wouldn't worry about it at all. A lot's changed since then. So then that Sunday, Ryan Cott, the manager of all the clubs.
Yeah, I know Ryan.
He's the best. I introduced you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I learned about him on my own.
He loves you too. Dude,
oh yeah, because we sold out 2 shows on a Sunday night.
Dude, when you were like, I'm trying to get a place in Boston. I was like, let me make one call. I call Ryan, you guys, and then I think I talked to Ryan like a month or 2 later. He's like, dude, your boy Kevin, he's already sold out. He's like, we're like months out. He's like, what the, he's like, I love him. And then when he met you and everything, he's like, I love Kev. He's great. I was like, I get it. Everybody loves Kev. He hit me up on that Sunday, and he was like, dude, I'm sorry, we had a 2-hour meeting, and he's like, I feel awful, but yeah, the dates, we got to cancel them. We're shutting it down. So that was like 3 or 4 more weeks of work, and then stuff just keeps getting canceling. What do you
say how long that they were gonna be closed, or he just said until further notice?
Until further notice. This is what I'm curious for you. What do you have on the books right now that hasn't been canceled yet?
Well,
how far out?
So I was booked all the way. Oh, this is funny. I have a reminder to send I have a reminder that says send advance email to the clubs for this weekend shows every Monday at 5. So I can email the clubs and say, hey, we're arriving this time and all that stuff. And I don't have the heart to delete the reminder. But anyway, to answer your question, my shows are basically getting pushed out a month in advance at a time. So at first it was like in March, it was like, okay, the rest of your March shows are going to get canceled, but we should be good for April because that was like a 2-week break. And then it was like, okay, all your April shows got canceled. Now May's got canceled. So June is still on the books, but since LA is out till May 15th, I've just honestly started to just not even worry about it because I'm getting rebooked all the way until January. So I don't even know how this is going to work. I saw an article that said live, because I think comedy will come back fast. I think people will be more comfortable with 150 people, 200, 300 before they're 20,000 people at a sports event, right? Yeah. I'm just thinking of how I would think. Like, I'd go to a restaurant first, then the movies, then a comedy show before I'd say, let me go see the Lakers play. So I'm hoping July, but honestly, I've been like, man, if I have to go until September or August, I don't even know. This is unheard of. I've even prepared my mind to not do stand-up again this year because I just don't know. I mean, I don't want that to happen. That's a huge part of my income. But
did you have you applied for any of the small business loans?
Melissa did. Oh, no. Not for, you mean like to pay my employees?
That or like to survive. There's 2 in particular because you can do it as an independent contractor or self-employed. There's the EIDL, which is like emergency something disaster. That's like 10 grand up front, and it's just a grant. Like if you get it, you don't have to pay it back. And then then the payment protection, it's like PPP one. Yeah. For that one, it's like I think it's 2 times what your income.
I didn't know that, but I didn't apply for I didn't know the grant existed, but I haven't had a need for it. So I don't want to owe nobody nothing. And luckily for us, we've saved a good amount of money and we still bring in a decent amount with video and Patreon. So I'm just happy to be able to pay Josh and Greg. I had to let my assistant go though.
Dang. Oh, Josh.
Huh?
Joshy Gons?
No, my assistant. Josh, producer.
Okay. Sorry.
I let my assistant go because she was basically coordinating travel for the tour and booking our meetings, and all that work was gone. There's no tour travel to book. There's no meetings to schedule. There's literally nothing for her to do for the foreseeable future.
That's tough.
And when I had to let her go, she was like, look, man, I kind of knew. Like, luckily she was a part-time assistant. She has a full-time job, so she's not completely out of work. But she was like, I work for she's assistant for a lot of other people. And she was saying that everybody's kind of in the same boat. There's no work. So it's there's nothing to assist with. So,
Somebody in the comments, Tay Stewart said, yes, you should do the EIDL and the PPP, which you can do both. Had a client do the PPP app last week and got funded today. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm boring you. Jeez. But here's a question for the Patreons. When they watch Aska, do they see when Kev tries to eat his yawns?
The people who are on here absolutely see it, Jay.
Kev will go.
I don't even hide it, Jay. I haven't been yawning when we've been doing just 1 or 2 a day. I've actually been shooting or meeting since 10 o'clock this morning.
Dang.
Non-stop. I had a 25, maybe 30-minute break right before Tiffany was supposed to come on. I ran and grabbed some food. But I had an LA Times article at 10. I had a consultant meeting at 11. Actually, after the LA Times article, I had a consultant thing that I thought I wouldn't jump on. And I jumped on there, was on there for 40 minutes. Then I had the all deaf consultant call. Then at 12, I had
Oh yeah, we didn't do that. Oh, definitely.
I had something else. Then I had Squadcast. Then I had this, and now I have to go pack my house up, and my shoulder's still broken.
Yeah, I wanted to know. Sorry, I heard everything you said. Your shoulder's broken.
Yeah,
Sorry. I know. I just somebody asked.
I wanted to know.
Somebody asked earlier about the game night and unpopular opinion. Yeah,
Yes.
I do that. Yeah, but I'm in Arizona right now.
What opinion do you have? No, we're gonna have to do the next game night.
So me and my buddy debated this for a second, and I don't even want to mouth it. So I have things to back it up. That if you want to talk about the GOAT in the NBA, who you're going to say Jordan, I'm assuming,
or LeBron,
Bird, and I got facts.
Oh God, shut up, Jay.
If you're talking Bird and Jordan, I mean, we can talk about Jordan never. People always say, "Oh, Jordan never lost in the finals." Well, he kept getting booted out of the first round.
I have heard that a million times.
Huh?
I have used that argument as a point for LeBron. Like, the point is to go as far as you can. So you're rewarding Jordan for not making it to the finals because every time he made it, he won. But you're punishing LeBron for getting to the finals when the object is to get as far as you can. I'm not going to argue that Larry Bird is the GOAT.
No. I'm saying that because this is what my buddy was saying, Jordan was the greatest basketball player of all time. And I said, I'll give you that he was maybe a better offensive player. But if you're talking like, if you look at just the stats of like, number one, the turnaround of what the teams did before Jordan or Bird got there, what they did when they left.
Oh, I agree. I agree with all that, but all for LeBron. So your argument is Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan?
As an all-around player, yes.
Okay, I gotta have you on. I gotta have you on.
Okay, and especially if you're arguing like if you're debating who's closer to being the greatest of all time for hoop. Oh, I mean, you look at the Bulls when Jordan left, their team only lost, I think, like 3 less games.
They had, and that's I use all this for LeBron. When LeBron left, you went to a lottery team. When he was there, you went to the final. When Jordan left, the Bulls still went to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think.
People are saying I'm showing my age.
Washburn said, "This is funny, Kev. I don't know you, but I feel like I go and I just don't see you moving. I feel like you would pay the people to move you." You're right. On a normal day, because I would be busy and I wouldn't feel like it. Because we've been quarantined, I have nothing to do, and I needed stuff to look forward to. So we actually packed our house up ourselves, put stuff in boxes because I was just bored. So, yes. I want to have you on the next game night, Jay. We're probably going to shoot it once I get settled in the house because we're actually running out of good. You got probably like one more good one. Then we're
I want to give a little shout out to Terrence Northington, who said Larry couldn't guard a child. I mean, if you look at the numbers, Larry is actually rated defensively. His defensive numbers are actually above Jordan's.
Really?
Yes, and if you look at
guarding the best player though, Jordan was guarding the best player.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said Bird wasn't guarding the best player. Jordan was guarding the best player.
Well, I mean, Pippen was probably guarding Bird.
Jordan or Pippen.
Also, how many rings did Jordan win without Pippen?
Bro.
Also,
Bird had like 3 other Hall of Famers.
Let me tell you this. The greatest turnaround in record was Bird's rookie season. No Parrish, no McHale. Didn't have him.
They didn't win the championship.
What's up?
They didn't win the championship.
Yeah, how many championships did Jordan didn't even get out of the first round until Pippen got there? And
I agree. I agree with everything you're saying to make LeBron look good, not to make Larry Bird. Larry Bird, if he never fell off that ladder and broke his back, we don't know what he could have did.
And by the way, that happened in '86. People think it happened late in his career. He had a bad back in '86.
When did he retire?
Like 90, might have been 91, 92. Let me see. Let me look it up. All right. I don't want to say any more about it.
That's funny. But yeah, Jay's one of the people that works good on Kevin on Stage Studio because he'll be good on all things. Jay, what happened to your Wi-Fi?
My Wi-Fi? What do you mean?
You're looking great. Now it's all
Is it?
Raining, yeah.
I don't know.
Kev, why you let Melissa drive the U-Haul to McDonald's? I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize she hit the thing until we had already passed it. All right, Jay, I gotta go, man. I gotta get home and help Melissa pack. She's on her way home. I love you.
All right, I love you too. Thanks, everybody.
Right, guys, we'll get Tiffany back in studio. I can't trust her Wi-Fi again, and I'll see you guys. I don't know when.
We went an hour and 10 minutes, Kev.
Huh?
We went an hour and 10 minutes.
Just for the people. We love you. Peace.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.